Alright, so a few of you asked me to keep you posted while I was building this tank, and it should do something other than pictures, so I'm going to make a video. This is going to be the saltwater tank. There's an upper tank, and the bottom part is the sump. The water flow will go from here in the main tank through this overflow over this top part into the siphon, down the drain tube in the back, and it'll come down here into this mechanical filter sock. It'll fill this sump chamber up here to where this line is that'll overflow. While the water's in here, there's some sensors over here in the back that'll be checking salinity, pH, ORP, temperature. And then there's an auto top off line coming back here that we'll talk more about later. This is a protein skimmer. It makes that frothy yellow foam that you see in the ocean that actually does a lot to clean stuff out of the water that's too small to clean with a mechanical filter. And then when the water overflows here and comes down, this acts as a catch for all the bubbles so that the bubbles don't come down into this side of the tank. It's really important you don't get a lot of bubbles into your main tank, or it makes you have to do a lot more maintenance. And then this is that's the return pump. This white block of stuff in the middle is called Marine Pure. It's got phenomenal porous surface area for microfauna and other bacterias. So that's good stuff because it means I don't have to have as much up in the main tank. And then these down here and right there on the other side are heaters. Got a primary and a backup just in case, because if the water gets too cold or too hot, the fish and corals don't do well. Back here, these are water level sensors. One of them's a pressure switch and one of them's a mechanical switch. This way I've got a backup, because the last thing you want is to dump a lot of fish and money and corals and whatnot out of the tank, or burn them up because you have too much or too little heat. The line from that pump right now comes back here and sits on the ground because I had to re-glue this right here. It was shooting water out all over, hence the towel. But that will hook up to this T-fitting back here. It's kind of hard to see with the light. And then it splits up to two separate lines, so I'll have two returns that come back over the top of the tank. For power and the sensor lines, I've got them run through two separate 3-inch conduits. The power is run through a downturn 90-degree 2-inch elbow, because you want to have a low point on the line so that if water starts running down the line, it hits and drips off the bottom, obviously on the other side on the power line, not on the Ethernet cable. But so that that water never makes its way back to power. Kind of a lot going on in here right now. I haven't done a lot of the cable management stuff. Eventually I'm going to have tracks up here that all the cables will be run through, so that'll all be hidden. You want to keep the power and the sensors separate, so I've got all the power coming out over here, and these are all just sensor lines. There's no high power going through. And then the water, because at some point I want to put another hard plumbed line through here once I get rid of these trash cans and put a good water system in. But these are all different components of the controllers. This is the controller itself. This is just a maintenance screen. This is the salinity checking module, and also gives me a second I/O port. This is the line for the pressure sensor that comes back in, and this feeds into that I/O port. And then this hooks to the mechanical level sensors. So I can hook that back into the controller, and there's a lot that you can do with this little programmable unit. This is the reverse osmosis deionization water filter system. The water comes in from the house main here, comes around, goes through all the filters. I'm double filtering the water, so I should be able to get 150 gallons a day out of this if I need to. And then it dumps down here into these trash cans. I got a siphon going between them right now because I'm going to need a lot of water to get started with, and I'd like to be able to do it in one shot. And then the drain water goes down through this line and comes out the bottom where our heater drain is, and I put a towel over that because it was making a really annoying dripping sound with how much water I'm making right now. That's the short and skinny of it. there's a this water stuff, the white stuff that I put down here in the bottom is to protect the glass bottom of the tank. If any rocks fall over, they'll land on that instead of hitting the bottom of the tank and potentially breaking the glass. These arms are for the lights once I actually get them in place. I pre-ordered them, they're not in the store yet. And that's about the skinny of it. Here's the controller interface that I was talking about. It's pretty slick. You can see these two lines, these two switches right now say closed. Those are both of those two switches that are coming up. It seems odd to me that both of them with no water in there say closed. I figured they would have said open, but it's reversed. Anyway, so that's it for now. As I get more stuff done on this tank and I start filling it, I'll keep you guys posted.